Yes.
You get the permanency
Benefit.
with the order again.
Yes, with the other benefits, correct. Correct. Now, a death benefit, if you were killed in the course of employment, your spouse would get your workers' comp benefit, this thing, this disability income. She would get your disability income payment for the rest of her life or until she remarries. Takes a lot of love to overcome that, I can tell you that. But disability income, the death benefit, right, is 2/3 of the deceased's average wages for life or until remarriage. Yes, Ross.
Just so I understand, everything is covered by the insurance.
Yeah.
The actual company is the one who hired the person, whoever, is not paying anything except for the premium and insurance.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, if you have a workers' compensation policy, these are the benefits.
So when you were saying like it was good for you that you went to school, but how does that really affect the company?
It's a great question, because on a policy like that, it's very, very common to have a $500,000 deductible, or to have, even a higher deductible. Not only that, a lot of those workers' comp policies are experience rated, okay? So if you get somebody who clobbers you with you get a claim that clobbers you with the amount, right? Next year you're gonna pay that much more. So it does benefit the company, it does benefit. Okay. Death benefits, we had a sales rep who was killed on the Ohio Turnpike. I think he fell asleep at the wheel and got hit by a truck, and boom. His wife had he and his wife had 2 children, and she was pregnant with their 3rd, right? So she was in her early 30s, and she started collecting this death benefit, which is 2/3. In other words, it's the same amount you get as disability income. 2/3 of her deceased husband's average wages for life or until she remarries. Okay? So, claims adjuster stops by to see me. This is a couple of years after the guy's died. And he says, I'm heading out to Mrs. Jones's house. I'm going to stop by and see if she's remarried. I said, how do you do that? He said, I carry a satchel up and I knock on the door and ask her if she wants to buy any Fuller brushes, right? The Fuller Brush Company was around during the Depression. They sold brushes to people for their windows and all. And he said, nobody ever buys the brushes, but I'll try to look into the living room and see if I see the evidence of a man. What? You're crazy? So he said, I might see like a cigar or something like that. This is crazy. So he used to do this every couple of years. He would go out to see, quote, if she had remarried so that we could cut her off the benefits. The insurance company could cut her off the benefits.
Check public records.
Well, yeah, he did all that too. But he said people,
Survey.
well, you could call. Yeah, she's here. Oh, I'm just visiting. So,
For my life.
so that was that. But anyway, when I left that company, by the time I left that company, we had purchased an annuity to fund that benefit. She was young, and that was going to be an enormous claim. Okay, because remember, if he was collecting even $30,000 a year as the benefit, even if the benefit was just $30,000 a year, which it wasn't, it was higher. You take 20 times 30,000, that's $600,000, right? She was only in her 30s, right? If we have to pay her for life, you could easily hit $1 million. So I went out and we purchased an annuity which funded that for the rest of her life, right? And the annuity didn't have this remarriage condition. It's just, you know what, you buy the annuity, you got it. So I said to myself, how can I let this woman know she can remarry. She wants to. I told this to the adjuster too. I said, come on. So I called her up. This is like 8 years after the guy died. I called her up and I said, look, I know you don't know me. This is a really strange phone call for you to hear and for me to make. I said, but I work at the company where your husband worked and all that kind of thing. And I said, I just want to let you know that if you find somebody in your life you want to remarry, if you want to marry them, you can do that. So I get dead silence on the phone. She's probably thinking, is this a
It's a trick.
call? Yeah.
And you
So-
want some brushes.
That's right.
Someone comes in office on
You the fool guy. So she says, can you send me a letter? I said, sure. My last day was the next day. So wrote the letter, had it typed, sent it out. It said, go ahead, marry who you want, right? Sign my name. And that was it. Guess what? She did marry somebody.
Oh.
So, like I say, no one was going to change her benefit. The annuity was already in place. So, don't ever try that. You get fired. But listen, if it's the day before you're leaving, take it. Okay. So that sort of is our look at workers' compensation. Okay?
Wow.
All right. So we're good. Now we'll do a quick, well, I can stay as long as you like, final